Ma'am, Ankita ma'am, shall we start?
Prayer is the raising of one's mind and heart to God. It is the nearest approach to God. Hope we always have the blessings of Almighty. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Dr. K. Renuga Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce with Professional Accounting and Accounting and Finance. Good morning to one adult present here today for the 7 days international level FTP program. First, I like to invite our mentor and leader. She would push herself and the rest of us to excel in our career collectively. Now, I request our guide, Dr. N. Nirmala Ma'am, Professor and Head, Department of Commerce with Professional Accounting and Accounting and Finance, to present the welcome address.
Thank you, Renu ma'am. A very pleasant morning to all. I'm truly honored to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished gathering, our esteemed speaker for today's session, the heads of commerce teams, my dear colleagues and friends. As we come together for this 7 days international level virtual faculty development program, on the power of positive approach in the teaching and learning system of cultural transformation. Become increasingly challenging for faculty members in recent times. In addition to their primary teaching responsibilities, they must also focus on various activities aimed at enhancing the skills of the students' community. It is imperative that we build a strong foundation both mentally and physically to effectively navigate the evolving landscape of education. I have high hopes that this faculty development program will meet the expectation of our educators. On behalf of Hindustan Educational Charitable Trust, I warmly welcome our guest, Dr. Ankita Shukla, Assistant Professor, Greater Noida Institute of Professional Studies, Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh. We have an eminent person being with us as a guest of honor. We are grateful to her for readily accepting our invitation. We eagerly expecting to share her valuable experience with us on the topic unleashing the power of education for the betterment of humanity. For their continuous support to conduct this faculty development program and strengthen our academy. It's my great pleasure to thank our Honorable Principal, Dr. A. Ponusami sir, for his support to conduct this program. I'm grateful to welcome the faculty members of Tamil Nadu and surrounding areas to make this event a valuable and fruitful experience. It's my immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome and express my gratitude to the faculty members of my department and colleagues from our institutions. I wholeheartedly welcome all of you to this significant occasion with humble words. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
The next is the chief guest introduction. Today, we have with us a really special guest, whom I suppose is the most apt person to deliver today's topic to you all. It's my honor and privilege to introduce our distinguished chief guest. For today's program, we have with us a remarkable individual, Dr. ANKITA Shukla. She is the passionate educationist. She has 13 years of active engagement in higher education experience in various colleges in Kanpur, Aligarh, and Greater Noida. She holds the PhD degree in management with MBA and MA English Literature. She has published many research papers in national and international journals, attended and participated in many conferences, workshops, and symposium. Recently, she published a patent entitled Study on Incentive Payment of Employee Influence the Overall Work Performance as the third applicant under the Patents Act 1970 and Patent Rules 2003. Her main teaching areas are human resource management, and marketing. She actively contributes in the extra activities like organizing a cultural event in many colleges, participated as a resource person in many FDP workshops and seminars. She also participated in workshop on capacity building program and workshop on research methodology in Aligarh, and she highly appreciated for her work. She showed her great concern for the stress faced by the students during their study with her work in international and national journals, seminars, international conference, and many development programs and other areas where she developed and made a name for herself. With the aim of sharing knowledge, she is growing herself and is dedicated to make more contributions in the field of research. Words won't suffice to acknowledge her contributions to our society. We are glad to have you for this wonderful session, ma'am. Now the session over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much,
तीन
ma'am.
पेज और वो भेज रही हूँ
Thank you so
तीन
much,
पेज
ma'am.
और वो भेज रही हूँ क्या भेज रहे हो तीन पेजेस
Thank you,
और
ma'am.
Thank you, Principal ma'am, and all team of Hindustan College. So, should I start this session?
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Okay. So, if we talk about the positive thinking is a discipline that trains the human. Believe in yourself, have faith in your abilities. Without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you cannot be successful or happy. But with sound self confidence, you can succeed. A sense of inferiority and inadequacy interferes with the attainment of your hopes. But self confidence leads to self realization and successful achievement. Because of the importance of this mental attitude, it is appealing to realize the number of pathetic people who are hampered and made miserable by the malady popularly called the inferiority complex. But we need not suffer from this trouble. When proper steps are taken, it can be overcome. You can develop creative faith in yourself, faith that is justified. After speaking to a convention of businessmen in a city auditorium and many things that people, when a man approached and with a peculiar intensity of manner, may I talk with you about a matter of disparate importance too. And it's many times that believe in yourself, it's the main thing, that there are two steps to take, that it's important to discover why you have these feelings of no power, and that requires analysis and will take time as you walk down the street. And it's many things that believe in yourself is the first step. Just like in various causes of inferiority feelings, and not a few stem from childhood, just it's depend that many trusted with important secret information, and it's very uh, scary that it would make many peoples and many teachers that they are not comfortable, because they are not comfortable because they don't have any positive thinking, and they don't have power to take things positively. Many times they have a hesitation and many problems they face in their real life. Suppose you are a positive thinking, and often starts with self talk. Self talk is the endless stream of unspoken thoughts that run through your head every day. These automatic thoughts can be positive or negative. Some of your self talk comes from logic and reason. Other self talk may arise from misconception that you create because of lack of information. If you don't have full information, and you are not comfortable because your mindset and your feelings, your thinking, these are not, you are not in a comfortable stage. And if you're not comfortable and your mindset is not good, your thinking process, your comfortable level, and uh, the purpose the purpose of your life, because you are not in go in a direct way, in a right path, several things happens. Just like have faith in your abilities, without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own past you cannot be successful or happy. But with sound self confidence, you can succeed. A sense of inferiority and inadequacy interferes with the of your hopes. But self confidence leads to self realization and successful achievement because of the importance of this mental attitude. It is appealing to realize the number of pathetic people who are hampered and made miserable by the melody popularity called the inferiority complex. But you need not suffer from this trouble when proper steps are taken. And many things that just like assumeness, and he was on this side. And when the employer became aware of the cause and personality traits, being a kindly and understanding man, and a young man, the opportunities in business to which his abilities could lead him. And he also described how his inferiority feelings caused his unreliability in confidential matters. The self knowledge, together with a sincere practicing of the techniques of faith and prayer, made him a valuable asset to his company. His real powers were realized. To many things, just like to conclude this personal analysis, which I already told that you don't think that always you are in a positive manner and in a positive thinkings. We had an older and apparently you never realized that some of those who failed in their life. So a wonderful, just like a wonderful colored woman, a cook in the home of friends of mine in Texas was all asked how she completely mastered her troubles. She answered that ordinary problems could be met by ordinary prayers, but that when a big trouble comes along, you have to pray deep prayers. And many most inspiring friends was the uh, just like in New York and Andrew is Australia, one of the best businessmen and competent spiritual experts I ever knew. He said the trouble with most prayers is that they aren't big enough to get anywhere with faith. Said learn to pray big prayers. So God will rate you according to the size of your prayers, according to your faith weighed onto you, according to Matthew. So the bigger your problem, the bigger your prayer should be. And Ronald has already, thus, a famous singer, quoted his grandfather that a man whose education was not equal to that of his grandson, but whose native wisdom was obviously sound. He said the trouble with lots of prayers in they and go to sanction, but drive your prayers deep into your doubts, fears, inferiorities. Pray deep is prayers that have plenty of sanction, and you will come up with powerful and vital faith. If you have a wonderful plan, if you have a wonderful plan, so you grow in your life with a positive thinking approaches. So there are many importance of positive thinking. Firstly, listen and learn daily. Be optimistic. Always be thankful for what you have. Take responsibility for your actions. Never allow negative emotions to control. Because and understanding positive thinking and self-talk both are different. Positive thinking often starts with self talk. Self talk is the endless stream of unspoken thoughts that run through your head every day. And these automatic thoughts can be positive or negative. Some of your self talk comes from logic and reason, other self talk may arise from misconceptions that you create because of lack of understanding. It's up to you that your self thinking and your positive thinking often start the self talk, and self talk is the endless stream of unspoken thoughts that run through your head every day. So, how can you manage? Tips to think positive. Only use positive words when talking. Push out all the feelings that are not positive. Face up to change. Find something to laugh about. Focus on finding a solution and truly believe you will succeed. When we think that we succeed, whenever we do anything, any work in our institutions, in any field, we always think that what is the main motive of our daily life. If we think positive, then it's definitely show that how can we achieve success, because success is never ending and defeat is never final. We always think that we use many words, just like developing a positive mindset and attitude is not only beneficial for our mental health but also for your self confidence, productivity, and relationships. However, it's not always easy to maintain a positive outlook in the face of challenges, setbacks, and negative emotions. In, in many ways, you learn some practical strategies to help you cultivate a positive mindset and attitude in your daily life. Identify this and identify and challenge negative thoughts. One of the first steps to developing a positive mindset and attitude is to become aware of your negative thoughts and beliefs that may be holding you back or causing you stress. Because negative thoughts are often distorted, exaggerated, or irrational and can affect how you feel and behave. For example, you may think that you're not good enough, that you will fail, or that others will judge you. To challenge these negative thoughts, you can use techniques such as questioning their validity, finding evidence to the contrary, or reframing them in a more realistic and constructive way. So, another way to develop a positive mindset and attitude is to practice gratitude and appreciation for what you have and what you have achieved. Gratitude and appreciation can help you focus on the positive aspects of your life rather than dwelling on the negative ones. They can also boost your self esteem, happiness, and optimism. You can practice gratitude and appreciation by writing down three things you are grateful for every day. Expressing your gratitude, self realistic and meaningful goals. Setting realistic and meaningful goals can help you develop a positive mindset and attitude by giving yourself achievement. Goals can motivate you to make action, learn new skills, and overcome obstacles. They can also help you measure your progress and celebrate specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound, as well as aligned with your values, interests, and passions. Engage in positive affirmations and self talk. Positive affirmations and self talk are statements that you say to yourself to reinforce your positive qualities, abilities, and outcomes. It can help you develop a positive mindset and attitude by boosting your self confidence, self esteem, and self compassion. It can also help you cope with negative emotions such as fear and anxiety or anger by replacing them with positive ones such as courage, calmness, or love. You can engage in positive affirmations and self talk by repeating them aloud or in your mind, writing them down, adopt a growth mindset. A growth mindset is a belief that you can improve your skills, abilities, and performance through effort, feedback, and learning. A growth mindset can help you develop a positive mindset and attitude by enabling you to embrace challenges, learn from mistakes, and seek opportunities for growth. A growth mindset can also help you overcome self doubt, fear of failure, and perfectionism by focusing on the process rather than the outcome. You can adopt a growth mindset by praising your efforts rather than your results, seeking constructive criticism rather than avoiding it, and viewing failures as lessons rather than setbacks. So it's up to you that how can you create a positive environment or for yourself and for others. Creating a positive environment for yourself and others is not only beneficial for your well-being, also for your productivity, creativity, and self-confidence. A positive environment can help you overcome challenges, learn from your failures, and celebrate your successes. And you should learn from some practical tips on how to create a positive environment for yourself and others in different aspects of your life. Cultivate a positive mindset. The first step to creating a positive environment is to cultivate a positive mindset. This means being aware of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs and choosing to focus on the positive aspects of any situation. You can practice gratitude, optimism, and affirmations to reinforce your positive mindset can also challenge any negative or limiting thoughts that may hold you back or cause you stress because stress can be described as a mental and emotional strain. So, mindset is everything. I was just speaking to one of my teacher that about she has changed her mindset towards her colleagues at work. Before she should get all hot under the collar and attack, so just not left at that mindset behind and really starting to look at the problem and why her calling is acting in such a way because it's uh, affects their mindset. She is now more recognized at work for what she can do and more respected. Surround yourself with positive people is very important aspect that creating a positive environment is to surround yourself with positive people. Positive people are those who support you, inspire you, and encourage you. They sorry, they also help you grow, learn, and have fun. You can find positive people in your family, friends, colleagues, mentors, or online communities. You can also be a positive person for others by offering your help, feedback, and appreciation. Positive persons are important, and this is important. And when you have the strength to deal with uh, the more negative people in your life, you can deal with them more easily. When we look at the body, for instance, when we get good news, we feel good, happy, joyful, even. But when we get bad news, can feel heavy, lifeless, and even helpless sometimes. But sometimes the bad news can lead to good things. So there are times when you need to be around positive people so you can breathe easily. But delving into some negative aspects of the people around can also lead to enormous learning. It's like the old saying, the best sailors can negative thought the toughest of storms, but occasionally they need to sail on calm seas. Set positive goals and habits. Creating a positive environment is to set positive goals and habits. Positive goals and habits are those that align with your values, strengths, and passions. They also challenge you, motivate you, and reward you. You can set positive goals and habits for your personal, professional, or academic life. You can also track your progress, celebrate your achievements, and learn from your mistakes. Positive goals and habits are also important. We should also bear in mind our goals, earning, and create a positive space. Creating a positive environment is to create a positive space. Positive space is one that is comfortable, organized, and inspiring. It also reflects your personality, interest, and goals. You can create a positive space for yourself by decluttering plants, art, or music, and etc. Positive spaces are so important. I realized that when I started working on my garden and anything, that are not amazing place to go and sit in and comfortable and meditate. So when we use positive words, yes, I did it. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And start your work with the positive words. Believe, dream, control, attitude, attraction. I will do it. It's controllable. It's beautiful. It's visualize. It's trustful. It's uh, it's adorable. Always use positive words, but it's also we think that we never always use positive words, but we try that we use always in every situation we use positive words because our mindset depends upon these words. What should I think? What should I create? And what are words impacts in our daily life? Slide that there is a face up to change. When we are in a good mood, our facial expressions are different. When we are in a bad mood, our facial expressions are changed. When we said yes, our facial expression is changed. When we said no, it's never possible. Then as our facial expressions are totally different. Whenever we use negative words, our facial expressions are totally different. And whenever we use positive words in our daily life, in our teaching life, with our colleagues, with our friends, so it's an impact on our life. We think that it's impact on others, but it's impact on yourself also. Firstly, every positive word impact on your life, your body, and your mind. How can we change if we think that push out all negative feeling, negative emotions, just like jealous, doubt, despair, depression, frustration, shame, fear, grief, guilt. Every single word push out all negative feeling because when we feel negative, then we talk negative. And if you feeling positive, if your approach is positive, then its impact on our life. Finding solution to every problem. Finding problem, it's a easy task, but if you find solution if of any problem, that it's very good for ourselves. Find something to laugh about and truly believe you will succeed. Whenever your mindset is changed, you believe that you will succeed. Positive thinking versus negative thinking. Positive thinkers are usually happy people. Negative thinkers are often the complainers. A negative thinker see a difficulty in every opportunity. A positive thinker see an opportunity in every difficulty. Please concentrate in this line. A positive thinker see an opportunity in every difficulty. A negative thinker see an opportunity in every difficulty.
Ma'am, kindly check your audio, ma'am. Ankita, ma'am, please check your audio, please.
Ma'am, you are there in the meeting. You can start, ma'am. Ma'am, your mic is mute. You can unmute.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So problems with positive thinking. Positive thinking doesn't fix things. Positive thinking is not the only acting to take. And positive thinking can blind you. Positive thinking can damage. Positive thinking can damage relationships if used improperly. So we always use positive words, but think before they use positive and negative thinking. We How skilled are you at unleashing learning for your adult learners? Expectations are common. And the tree of learning. Where are you? You're top the tree, you're middle the tree, and you are the lower of the tree, and where you belong, and where you are, in which stage you are. What's your biggest challenge to unleashing learning in your practice? Biggest challenge to unleashing learning in your practice. So, adult literacy is connected to employment, global competitiveness, healthcare, and everything. So, we think about it. Is there a process to unleashing learning in adults? And it's a very common phenomenon that there are many conditions of learning, just like a self concept of learner, prior learning experiences, readiness to learn, time perspective for learning, and orientation to learning. It's up to you that how can we learn things. Teacher design elements. Other learning principles, Malcolm knowledge says that learning climate. What did the learning experience feel like, look like? And planning for learning. How did your prior learning help you plan a new experience? Whenever we plan a new thing, that it's very important that how did your prior learning help you plan a new experience? Diagnosing learning needs. How did you know you are ready to learn? Need diagnosing and diagnosing learning needs. How did you know you were ready to learn? Forming objectives. How did you use what you learned? When did you apply what you learned? It's very basic and important things that how did you use what you learned? When did you apply what you learned? And designing the topics. What a life task. Everybody's there are different life tasks. So what's your life task? And did you need to learn? Learning activities. What activities helped you learn? And evaluation. What kind of feedback did you receive? Everybody's we receive a feedback. Some persons focus on this feedback and some persons ignore on this feedback. So it's very important that focus on your feedback. How important are the principles of adult learning to your practice? A principles of adult learning scorecard that whenever you learn new things and learning climate, there are adult learning scorecard just like a learning climate, planning for learning, diagnosis of learning needs, forming objectives, designing the topics, activities, and evaluation. Learning climate respects self-concept of learner to become self-directed, collaborative, informal, and mutual. Planning for learning. Facilitate use of prior learning experience. Diagnosis of learning needs. Facilitate readiness to learn to be more successful in life tasks. There are some forming objectives. Facilitate immediate use of learning objectives. Designing the topics. Topics addressing life tasks and in terms of readiness. Activities, experimental labs, role play, simulations, field experiences, etc. And finally, feedback. Evaluate yourself. Feedback is performance based. If your performance is good, you know that what to do and what will you do in your future. But if your performance is not good, then you know very well that what's your feedback and how can you evaluate yourself in present and future. Principles. Which one principle will you apply over the coming year to unleash learning in your practice? It's up to you that how can you focus on yourself through positive thinking, through positive approach, and understanding positive thinking and self-talk. Positive thinking often starts with self-talk. Self-talk is the endless stream of unspoken thoughts that run through your head every day. These automatic thoughts can be positive or negative. Some of your self-talk comes from logic and reason. Other self-talk may arise from misconceptions that you create because of lack of information. There are some importance of positive thinking. Listen and learn daily. Be optimistic. Always be thankful for what you have. Take responsibility for your actions. Never allow negative emotions to control. Understanding positive thinking and self talk. Positive thinking often starts with self talk. Self talk is the endless stream of unspoken thoughts that run through your head every day, and these automatic thoughts can be positive or negative. Some of your self-talk comes from logic and reason, and other self-talk may arise from misconceptions that you create because of lack of information. If you have uh, sufficient information, you don't think that what to do. And tips to think positive. There are many tips to think positive. Firstly, only use positive words when talking. Push out all the feelings that are not positive. Face up to change. Find something to laugh at. Truly believe you will succeed and use positive words in your daily life. Yes, I did. Yes, I can. It's a it's very important part of our life that we always think that if it's not important or if it's not a very beautiful journey without positive words, because positive words are very helpful in our daily life. We don't think that how why we don't use positive words in a daily life. Minimum 6 to 7 times we use negative words. We can't do it. I don't know about it. I don't know how can do it, and I don't know why, but I don't want to do this work. So always use, if we it's our habit that if we use positive words, then it's changed our life completely. If you don't know any language and any verb, then you learn it and practice this work. And after some time, you think and you feel that you do same work in a very little bit of time, because there are many list of assets that a wonderful wife or husband, and because you think that it's a positive and it's a good role for your life, and after that you agree that you married or not. And if your thinking is negative, then you don't achieve or you don't marry with that guy or that person. Can you think positively that you always think that you can achieve all things because your thinking is positive? If your thinking is not positive, then that you didn't achieve anything. Achievement is not any award or anything. Achievement means small things we achieve in our life because of positive things, and after small things we can achieve a bigger one. Because uh, whenever we think good, whenever positive manner and different facts when happens, so confidence attitude that makes a difference. Because inferiority complex or any negative things that discolored attitudes. The secret of correction is simply to gain a normal view that is always slanted on the positive side. So, if you feel that you are defeated and have lost confidence in your ability to win, sit down, take a piece of paper, and make a list. Not of the factors that are against you, but of those that are for you. If you are anybody think constantly of the forces that seem to be against us, we will build them up to in far far beyond that which is justified. They will assume a formidable strength which they do not possess. Mentally visualize and affirm and reaffirm your assets and keep your thoughts on them, emphasizing that to the fullest extent. You will rise out of any difficulty, regardless of what it may be. Your inner parts will reasset themselves with the help of God, lift you from defeat to victory. One of the most powerful concepts, one which is a sure cure for lack of confidence, is the thought that God is actually with you and helping you. This is one of the simplest teachings in religion. When we think or when you think that God is actually with you and helping you every time. So it's very simplest teachings in religion that Almighty God will be your companion, will stand for by you, help you, and see you through. No other idea is so powerful in developing self confidence as a simple belief when practiced. To practice is simply affirm God is with me, God is helping me, God is guiding me. Spend several minutes each day visualizing His presence. Then practice believing that affirmation. Go about your business, your job, on the assumption that what you have affirmed and visualized is true. Affirm it, visualize it, believe it, and it will power which this procedure stimulates will astonish you. Feelings of confidence depend upon the type of thoughts that habitually occupy your mind. Think defeat, and you are bound to feel defeated. But practice thinking confident thoughts, make it a dominating habit, and you will develop such a strong sense of capacity that regardless of what difficulties arise, you will be able to overcome them. Feelings of confidence actually induce increased strength. Be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid. Experience proves the truth of this. You will feel these mighty forces adding you as your increasing faith reconditions your attitudes, and the secret is to fill your mind with thoughts of faith, confidence, and security. This will force out of expel or thoughts of doubt or lack of confidence. To one man who for a long time had been haunted by insecurities and fears, I suggested that he read through the Bible, underlinings in red pencil or Ramayana or Gita. Every statement it contains relative to courage and confidence. He also committed them to memory, in effect, cramming his mind full of the healthiest, happiest, more powerful thoughts in the world. These dynamic thoughts changed him from cringing hopelessness into a man of compelling. The change in him in a few weeks was remarkable. From almost complete defeat, he became a confident and inspiring personality. He now radiates courage and magnetism. He regained confidence in himself and his own past by a simple process of thought conditioning. To sum up, what can you do now to build up your self confidence? Just like workable rules for overcoming inadequacy attitudes and learning to practice faith, thousands have used these rules, reporting successful results, and formulate and stamp indelibly on your mind a mental picture of yourself as succeeding. Hold this picture and never permit it to fade. Your mind will seek to develop this picture. Never think to yourself as failing. Never doubt the reality of the mental image. That is most dangerous for the mind. Always tries to complete what is picture. And so always picture success no matter how badly things seem to be going at the moment. Whenever a negative thought concerning your personal past comes to mind, deliberately voice a positive thought to cancel it out. So do not build up obstacles in your imagination. Appreciate every so called obstacle, minimize them. Difficulties must be studied and efficiently dealt with to be eliminated, but they must be seen for only what they are. They must not be inflated by fear thoughts. Do not be awestruck by other people and try to copy them. Nobody can be you as efficiently as you can. Remember also that most people, despite their confident appearance and demeanor, are often as scared as you are and as doubtful of themselves 10 times a day. Repeat these dynamic words. If God be for us, who can be against us? 10 times a day. Repeat these dynamic words. If God be for us, who can be against us? And repeat confidently. Get a competent counselor to help you understand why you do not want to. Learn the origin of your inferiority and self doubt feelings, which often begin in childhood. Self knowledge leads to a cure. And 10 times each day, practice the following affirmation. Re- Repeating it how out loud out possible. And I can do all things through many things, just like there are some magical statements that make a true schematic of your own ability. uh, then raise it 10%. Do not become egotistical, but develop a wholesome self-respect. Believe in your own God-released powers. Put yourself in God's hands. To do that, simply state, I am in God's hands. Then believe you are now receiving all the power you need. Feel it flowing into you. Affirm that the kingdom of God is within you in the form of adequate power to meet life's demands. So remind yourself that God is with you and nothing can defeat you. Believe that you are now receive power from Him. When you believe and when a peaceful mind generates power, uh, there are many things happens in your life, because positive thinking and positive approach is a very important part of our daily life. That how can you manage your things, your positive approach, your positive thinking, and a peaceful mind generates power. Suppose your friends are good, you are also good. Suppose your friends are not good, you it's also affect your personality, your body language, your behavior, your attitude. So, a change of mental attitude, one must learn to live on a different thought basis. And even through thought change requires effort. It is much easier than to continue. Living as you are. The life of strain is difficult. The life of inner peace, being harmonious and without stress, is the easiest type of existence. The chief struggle then in gaining mental peace is the effort of revamping your thinking with a relaxed attitude of acceptance of sorry, God's gift of peace. It's very important that how can you think about you? What is the main focus of your life? What is the main meaning of your life? Whenever you think positive, everything is going in a positive manner. And whenever you don't think positive, always you think that I can't do that, and I it's not possible and I don't know about it. Whenever you think positive, it's also effects on your body language, your attitude, your behavior, and also your stress level is reduced, then it's total effect on your body, your mindset, and your positive thinking is a very important part of your life. If you think positive, its effect on your all over the things that how can you manage your things. Just like suppose you are on a stress, that you always think that where are you success and happiness. Okay? Whenever you achieve anything, that its effect on your body language, and success is never ending and defeat is never final. So never think negative, never think that I can't do it, it's impossible for me, how can I do it. Whenever you are given to any new task or any new opportunity, always think positive. Suppose you don't know any work or any task, then provide a training to your employees, and it's a very important factor that we knew new things and how can do new things. If we talk about last 30 years before that, nobody know about the online teaching methods. After COVID, its impacts on all over the world. That how can we easily attain any meeting, Zoom meeting, Google Meet, or any meeting, and it's very easy for everybody. In fact, PG and LKG students also know that how can they take their lectures or classes through online. So it's very good that they know about the new things, and there are so many problems with positive thinking. Positive thinking doesn't fix things, but your mindset can change the things. Positive thinking doesn't mean that you are not in a problem. You are in a problem, but if you change your mindset, you can change your life. So positive thinking can blind you, and there are so many expectations that how skilled are you at unleashing learning for your adult learners. Expectations means doesn't mean that every time we expecting others, but sometimes we expect, and sometimes when our expectations are not fulfilled, then we think positive that maybe that person is busy in another activity, maybe that person is mindset is not good. We think, but we don't expect that that person is mindset is not good whenever is not talking properly. Then we think positive, and learning is a dominant experience that what we learn in our life, and how can we change the things through positive thinking. It's very important that how can we change the things. You see the picture that where are you the tree of learning, upper side, middle side, or lower side. So it's very important that how can you see yourself in a tree of learning. There are many challenges to unleashing learning in your practice. That what is the biggest challenge in your life, just like last 10 years, what is the main biggest challenge to unleashing learning in your practice? If you think positive, then it's everything will be good. But if our approach is not positive, our mindset is not positive, then we can't achieve anything. First step is the success is be positive. Positive thinking plays a very important role of our life. So accept the challenge, and how can you achieve a success through positive thinking? It's very important that how can you achieve a goal through your positive thinking to solve all negative feelings, doubt, jealousy, frustration, sadness, fear, grief, guilt, sadness, depression. So to solve all negative feeling, it's up to you that how can we think positive. And adult literacy is connected to employment, global competitiveness, healthcare, everything is possible whenever we think positive. If we think positive to unleash learning in adults, learning is a very prominent chapter. That how can we learn from others? If we learn from others to prevent that happening immediately, start filling your mind with creative and healthy thoughts. And when the old fears, hates, and worries that have haunted you for so long try to edge back, in they will in fact find a sign on your doubt of your mind reading. They may struggle, and it's very difficult that for having lived in your mind for a long time, they feel at home there. But the new and healthy thoughts which you have taken, it will now be stronger and better fortified, and therefore able to repulse them. Presently, the old thoughts will give up altogether and leave you alone. You will permanently enjoy a mind full of peace. At during the day, practice thinking a carefully selected series of peaceful thoughts. Select a series of peaceful thoughts and positive ones. Let mental pictures of the most peaceful scenes you have ever witnessed pass across your mind, just like some beautiful valley filled with the hush of evening time. As the shadows lengthen and the sun sinks to rest, or recall the silvery light of the moon falling upon dripping waters, or remember the sea washing gently upon soft shores of sand. Such peaceful thought images will work upon your mind as a healing medicine. So now and then during every day, allow motion pictures of peace slowly to cross your mind. Practice the technique of suggestive articulation, that is, repeat audibly some peaceful words. Words have profound suggestive power, and there is healing in the way saying of them. Utter a series of panicky words, and your mind will immediately go into a mild state of nervousness. You will perhaps feel a sinking in the pit of your stomach that will affect your entire physical mechanism. If, on the contrary, you speak peaceful, quieting words, your mind will react in a peaceful manner. Use such a word as tranquility. Repeat that word slowly several times. Tranquility is one of the most beautiful and melodic of all English words, and it tends to induce a tranquil state. So, picturize serenity as you say it. Repeat it slowly and in the mood of which the word is a symbol. Words such as these have a healing potency when used in this manner. It is also helpful to use lines from poetry or passages from the scriptures. So it's very important that how can you see these pictures and how can you learn through learning. What's your learning climate? And planning for learning, respect self-concept of learner to become self-directed, collaborative, informal, and mutual. Facilitate use of prior learning experience, facilitate readiness to learn, be more successful in life tasks. What is your so it's very important that how can we achieve success and how can it's possible for ourselves that learning climate, planning for learning, diagnosis of learning needs, forming objectives, designing the topics, activities, evaluation, respect, self-concept of learner to become self-directed, collaborative, informal, and mutual. Planning for learning, facilitate use of prior things. And which one principle will you apply over the coming year to unleash learning in your practice? What we learn through others. What others do, we follow these things. And it's up to you that what things you learn from others. If you learn from others something positive, then it's impact on our life. That understanding positive thinking and self-talk. Positive thinking, you all know that always use positive words, positive things, and positive attitude. Positive attitude is very important for us. So, so that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all team. Thank you
Thank you,
so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you so much.
If any query, then please ask me.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, question and answer session, the interaction session. Kindly raise your hand. If any queries, you can ask the question. No queries, ma'am.
Okay.
They're in place. Okay. Thanksgiving is a time of togetherness and gratitude. Now, I request Dr. K. Inuga Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, ANDAF, to propose the vote of thanks. First of all, I take immense pleasure in thanking our today's speaker, Dr. Ankita Shukla, ma'am, for sharing her views and thoughts on the topic unleashing the power of positivity in teaching and learning system. Thank you, ma'am, for giving this wonderful session. Once again, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
I'd
much,
like
ma'am.
to thank our health department, Dr. Nimla of BCom PA and AF, Hindustan College of Arts and Science, for arranging this 7 days FDP program. I thank all the participants in and around Tamil Nadu, other states, and overseas participants for their active participation. Once again, I thank you all for participating in this international virtual FDP program. I request all the participants to kindly join tomorrow at 11 a.m. sharply through the YouTube live link, which will be shared in the group tomorrow. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I kindly request all the participants to subscribe our YouTube channel.